Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. Thanks for joining us today in beautiful Vergas, and thank you, Helen Johnson, for joining me. Helen's with me today from the Beautification Committee. You're doing double duty. Helen's one of the owners of Forest Edge Gallery. You'll probably recognize her from that. But today we're talking beautification, and Vergas is looking very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I attribute it to the Beautification Committee and all the wonderful things that have been happening.
We have worked hard on it this year, yes.
It has to be so wonderful to come as a visitor to our community and be able to just enjoy Main Street and sitting down and taking in all that Vergas has to offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and that was kind of the focus when we decided to work on this, was to make spaces for people to come and be able to sit down and enjoy what Vergas has and spend some time here.
You definitely have done that. Now we're outside of the Loon's Nest restaurant, and tell me a little bit about how this whole little area came about, Helen.
Well, it was here, but the wall was actually up close by the front of the building before. And Tim and Cheryl at the Loon's Nest decided to move that wall back, which they did, and then put the rock on it and create a little area here that people could sit in. And then this table originally was on the other side of the Loon's Nest.
Oh, sure.
And we moved it over here because it fit in this area just a little bit better. And added one of the new benches. So it's...
the new benches are wonderful. I know we're probably not getting that on film here right now, but I know that there was 13 new benches that the Beautification Committee was able to purchase, and besides the tables that were already in the area, and that I see people sitting on them all the time.
We do too, yes.
Yeah. And it feels so good. And then along the trail, of course, which is my heart.
And it all kind of connects together. It looks good.
Yeah. So this is good.
And this area we aren't quite finished with. We're going to be doing some planting in the little area next to the table here. Some shrubbery or trees or something. So we still have some ongoing work to do with that.
Well, I imagine ongoing work is the motto of the Beautification Committee.
Ongoing.
Ongoing all the time. Another thing that I've noticed, Helen, is the amazing planters that have come on Main Street. Tell me a little bit about them. They're gorgeous.
Well, the real large planters, actually Patrick Shannon was at the scrapyard and a scrap metal processing plant, saw these in a great big pile, and he immediately thought planters. They'd be great planters for Vergas. And he's the person that heads the Beautification Projects, so he brought it to the meeting and we talked about it and decided to try and get some of them. They were originally used in a rock crushing situation in a gravel pit.
Okay.
And so those are part of a rock crushing. They're very, very heavy. They're made of manganese. And we needed a trailer to bring them back to Vergas. The scrap metal place loaded them onto a trailer for us, and Marlette Auto had donated the trailer, so Pat took that and got them all hauled into town here. And then Franklin Fence used their skid steer to move them in place because they are very, very heavy. And we got them all in place, and then Patrick decided to visit with the local people that have landscaping, see what we could do for flowers for them.
They're huge.
They are. Some of them are, I think they're between 40 and 48 inches in diameter, so they are they take a lot of plants.
They do.
Yes. And
oh, that's great. You know, it's so interesting when you're talking about that, Helen, is because it's not just all of a sudden these planters show up. It's how many different people that are community-minded and want to see, you know, the beautification of Vergas that come together in a project like that.
And it takes a group.
It does. It takes a complete group, and it takes just, you know, and that's what's so neat about the Beautification Committee, is because you need just those people then to outlook and see the other groups that can help.
Yes.
And everybody's willing to help, usually.
They usually are.
Yeah,
it just takes a little asking to see if they're willing to spend the time to do it.
So we're so grateful that we have this committee now here in town. Okay, so we got these 48-inch diameter planters. All right, where did the plants come from?
So Pat went and talked to Crossroads Landscaping in Vergas. He talked to Beautiful Leaf Gardens by Mona right outside of Vergas. and he talked to Cottage Hill Gardens, which is near Fair Hills Resort. Lisa Caldwell, who has Coco's in town, owns that. And all three of them were very, very generous in planting them, donating the plants for them, and planting them for us. So, and each one has their own personality. Each one is a little different.
I noticed
which is
that,
fun because they've really done some different things, and people admire them, and they're looking at them and thinking, oh, what was this they put in, and how did they do that, and they have a real different look to them. They're beautifully done.
Well, and it's a way for them to showcase some of their plants too, because each place has some different unique plants and that they can offer to people.
Yes.
Too, and so that there's something nice about that.
It is, and we are just very, very grateful to them for doing that, because it was a huge project for them to do, and to donate the plants was very, very generous. It's something that we only get donations for. Contributions are made to the beautification, and we rely on that, fundraising and donations.
Definitely. So, well, I want to get back to the planters. One more thing. It's like, who's watering them? How are we?
Well, we have a group of volunteers that help with that.
Okay.
Luckily, we've had some rains in the middle of the weeks. Everybody kind of has the people that are involved have a schedule and have a week that they will do the watering. But our rains have come pretty timely, and
it hasn't been 90 degrees.
Some of them haven't had to take their turn at watering yet. So
well, that's good.
Yeah. And Patrick comes in quite often and will do the deadheading. But if somebody's watering, they will check on that and do deadheading too, and keeps them blooming longer. And I think the cooler weather has nothing has gotten stressed out by overheating this summer. So
that's just part of the beautification committee too. Tell me a little bit about the beautification committee.
Well, the beautification committee was started I think it's 3 years ago now, and Patrick Shannon began kind of with the planters that are in front of City Hall. That was the beginnings of it, and that was in memory of Yvonne Tweeten when she passed away. And since then, we've kind of gathered people who are interested in working on the beautification project. We do rely on fundraising and donations, and people can send money to...
Where can they send that to?
They can send it to Carol Sharp in care of, well, she has a post office box for the city, Post Office Box 264, Vergas, Minnesota 56587. She is the treasurer of the beautification. Okay. It is a tax-deductible contribution too, so people can use that. And we have a couple of different ways that we make money. We have a fundraiser in January that was held last year out at Spanky's. It was very successful. Carol was real involved with that, with Faye Cornier, and in doing that. So,
and then they can just call you to get involved in coming in.
They can, yes. And our number is 342-2681.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Vergas beautiful, and come and see Vergas.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.